Sure goal. Machacek had time. I think he had the move he wanted it, but he just couldn't release the puck.
Zubrev avoids the pressure. Or knocked it out in mid-air, and Zubrev will try it again. Across the rink to Ross. Not a lot of options, so he chips it to safety. Blount being forced back in his own zone. Shorney will hand it off. Blount has some time. In comes Alexander Giru. Oh, he's dangerous. Nice move, and he scores! Alexander Giru.
Wow. That is why that gentleman scored 110 goals in the last 2 years with the Hershey Bears.
Yep.
And he started poorly this year, now has 5 goals. What a difference. And look at this excellent move. Zubrev goes down, pull and drag around Zubrev. Look at that, he's gone fishing. And what a move he makes on Ondrej Pavelec. Ondrej Pavelec so flexible, usually gets up against the post, but the patience and the soft hands of Giru, the former Wolves player, just eludes that pad and gets it underneath. Beautiful goal by Giru. What a talent.
Absolutely. Alexander Giru, of course, played briefly with Ondrej Pavelec in the 07-08 season before getting traded for Joe Motzko. 110 goals in the last 2 years in the AHL. That's incredible.
Sure is.
Hard to believe that there isn't room for him somewhere in the National Hockey League. Much like Darren Haydar, you know, guys that probably shake their head a little bit that what more do I need to do?
Well, he thought he had a chance in Edmonton this year.
He did. Now he has a chance. Got behind the Wolf defense. He's got 2.
Sean Bell with a pass right up the gut.
There's his 6th assist on the power play.
Gosh, how do you sleep like that? How do you not know that that talented player is behind you? And Sean Bell with all the time in the world, it wasn't as if there was some force or pressure. Look at this. Nobody around Bell, nobody around Giroux. What a great angle. Let's say a penalty shot. And didn't look like there was a lot of room there, but he certainly knew what he was doing with it.
He knew where he wanted to go, and he put it there.
Yeah. So a very short power play in favor of the Barons, and they make it 2-0.
So Giroux, 2 in the game, 6 on the season. And the Wolves still with a 10-6 shot advantage. Short-handed, Machacek wide, it fires, and it was off the bell and wide.
Last couple of shots have been very high by the Wolves in pretty good areas. I'm not sure if they've spotted something.
Gerber, 5'11", so small by today's goaltending standards. Giroux pokes it loose in the slot. Omar Machacek kicks away, McDonald scores. And the Barons, 2 for 2 in the power play lead, 3-0.
Well, just excellent positioning. And some very good hands again. The Wolves are flat-footed, stuck in front of the net in mud. And it starts with McDonald on the rush. Lots of room. Cuts through, gets a bit of a break, and the Wolves have some trouble with it. Esposito, but look at this move by Omar. Excellent cut and dart right back through a check. Gets his shot on net. Good save with the right leg. But Vlahovic paying attention to everything that's coming at him and not what's behind him. And maybe because of this move, first on Matheson, so he looked like he needed to help him out. When you go help your partner, somebody else is available. Ends up going to McDonald. He's got an empty netter.
Ondrej Pavelec making a big stop that you talked about, but not getting some defensive help there.
Supposed to hit his stick when he was releasing it.
Now a shot by Moore and missing the mark.
That was Vlahovic on his backhand threw that right up the middle of the ice to Giroux.
Dangerous, and it didn't work. McDonald rotated it deep, taken away by Krog. Great fly pass for Dawes. Nearly broke it up. Instead, it's a 2-on-1. Out in front, Haydar shoots it up the line. Say no, it tickles off.
Sean Bell's, he's explaining that he thinks the whistle went before it went in the net. Now the linesman went all the way down with this play too, in great position, and called it a goal. And I think there's going to be a discussion. A quick whistle it would have been.
Yes.
But nonetheless, it looked like Haydar fanned on it, and it was trapped by Gerber. But the next thing, it was over the line, and the light went on, and Al Stenson, who followed up, called it a goal. No goal. Oh, my goodness. Yikes. I'm not sure what the explanation is on this. So here we go. Trot through the middle. Boy, that really was not a good pass, but it was missed or mishandled. Dawes, Haydar. The left hand of Haydar. Actually, his left hand will hit the glove and not get out of the glove. What's the matter with that?
Oh.
That is no goal. Great call. That's a left hand. Look at that. Good try. That's why there wasn't much of an argument.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying, right?
Oh, my. But you know what? Too bad he fanned on the distance.
For the Barons. Off ice. Artikainen. Centering pass. Broken up. The Wolves had numbers. Now they work the counter. Ross. Onside. Slides over to Machacek. Quick chase. Scores! Spencer Machacek. With 6 minutes to go.
He absolutely fools Gerber. I think he's thinking of passes coming across. Seems like he moves off his post and then raises his body or his pads. And Spencer Machacek was talking about not scoring, especially when his mom was in town. She leaves on Monday and he lights the lamp in for the Wolves to get him on the board. Yeah, Gerber was not ready. Like he was waiting for something else to happen. But a nice rush, good speed. And the difference with this line on that play was they had speed going through. That made the defense back up, give them the room to manipulate, and a beautiful feed across and a good shot by Machacek.
Machacek finds a hole in between the pads of Martin Gerber. The first goal yielded by him. Took 32 shots. We're excited in the other end. 15 seconds to go. Lobbed at the line. Ross will dump it back deep. Giru to Krog. Krog looking out in front. Ross a shot off the traffic out in front of Cairns, the center. And a wide open net for Redix with a second to go. He scores.
He does too, that counts.
They will count it, and it'll be a 4-1 final in favor of the Barons, who even up the season series at 1 aside. Gerber the difference in this game.